The driving test backlog doesn't seem to be getting better anytime soon. It's causing a lot of frustration for learner drivers, definitely. And yeah, I understand the difficulties, all instructors do. But it also causes a lot of frustration for instructors too. So we get frustrated that we can get a pupil to test standard and not be able to get a test. We do try and gauge it by booking a test in advance, by getting a pupil to a certain standard, and then using the remaining time to get that pupil to standard, which mostly works, but sometimes we can hit bumps in the road on the way, and it's never guaranteed because we can't always control how someone progresses. We can try, but it's a joint effort. It comes from both of us. Now, the problem that we've got and that we've had for the past 4 to 5 years, and it's getting even worse now, is the fact that people take it upon themselves to book tests without any advice. And booking tests, even before you've had a lesson or before your instructor tells you to, is not going to bring the backlog down. It's just going to make it worse. You're just adding to the problem. Because, yes, people do turn up. There's more and more what we call private runners, people turning up for testing their own car. And yes, a lot of them do pass. Some of them are actually good drivers who've been having tuition alongside the private practice, and they have got to a standard. But increasingly, there's people who just turn up and they probably nowhere near the standard. Now, in some cases, they might get lucky and pass the test. They might have a route that's kind to them, and they might have traffic situations that don't really cause many problems in that 30 to 40 minute time frame. But there's more people come back disappointed who do that than there are come back happy. And so you might have a friend that's done that and it's worked for them. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for you, and more than likely it won't do. And we have that problem a lot. A lot of the people that we actively teach come to lessons and say, "I've booked a test," and we then refuse the use of our cars if that person's not going to be up to standard. And like as I've just said, taking it in your own car is very rarely the answer. And also, it's created a culture where our profession is not respected, where our professional opinions don't seem to count for anything. And we have to go through a rigorous process to become an instructor, and we have to continually prove that throughout our careers. Now, if we let our cars be used for anybody who demanded it, individual pass rates of instructors would just plummet, and then we're quite rightly looked at by the DVSA again. We have our standards scrutinised, and our careers can depend on it. So that is another reason to not try and play the system. I do understand that it's frustrating, but the best way to learn to drive, to gain your full licence, is to have your professional tuition and let the driving instructor tell you when you're ready.